Welcome back. As always, it is your host, Arachnid. Do me a favor, smash that thumbs up. I'd highly appreciate the like, and if you have not subscribed, subscribe. Basically, what I want to show in this video is just a little bit about the Steam Deck settings. I know a lot of people have been curious about Steam Deck, and a lot of people have Steam Deck and don't quite know everything that it's capable of. So we're going to jump right into that. Over here to settings, we're going to run through basically everything. General settings here, pretty self-explanatory. This is where you're going to set things like your language. This is where you're going to set things like if you use the 12-hour or 24-hour clock, which time zone you're in. If we go down here, this is where you can check for software updates. There probably is one. System update channel. This is where you can opt into betas if you want to test out new features that may or may not come to the stable version. Format your SD card. I will have a video about SD cards and how you can upgrade your storage for the Steam Deck pretty easily and in a very cheap way. This is just more information down here that we don't need to really concern ourselves with. This is basically the name. It's like when you have a PC and it asks you to name the PC. If we go over here to security, this is basically where you can put in a pin much the way you would on a smartphone. So if someone steals your Steam Deck, I guess they can't do whatever they're gonna do. I think the big problem would be that you got your Steam Deck stolen. Internet is over here. This is where you can enable, or if you want to turn off the Wi-Fi, you can disable it just as easily. Notifications. These are all the little pop-ups that you get. I mean, if you're familiar with Steam, you know you can turn this stuff on and off when a friend joins a game. If you want to, you can have it play sound, not play sound. You can kind of turn it on or off. Display settings, this is where you're going to mess with the brightness. You're probably not going to see any difference here because I am playing this on my TV, but on my actual physical Steam Deck, you would see a difference. Automatically set resolution. This is pretty cool down here, the night mode. This is where you set it so it turns kind of on the blue light filter. So that way, if you're playing this at night, you can still get to sleep couple of hours later. You can either do this manually when you want to have it, or you can set it so from, for example here, from midnight to 5 a.m. I have mine set. Usually asleep by then now, but night tint mode, this is basically where you're going to pick how blue or how red, how cool or how warm you want the screen to be. We come over here to audio devices. You see that you do have the chance to either use the external device would be like a TV. You've got speakers, which would be maybe your headset or speakers. You've got the default device, which would either be the Steam Deck or if you plugged in a headset. Over here to Bluetooth, this is one of the cool functions of the Steam Deck. As you can see, I've got my PlayStation 4 wireless controller connected. Anything with Bluetooth, any controller, if you have Bluetooth AirPods, those will connect. We come down here to controller. This is where you're going to decide things like the game rumble. We all know what this is. This means that the deck's going to vibrate if you're playing a racing game and you hit a wall. If you're playing a boxing game and you get punched. Steam haptics, this basically has to do with the feedback of the trackpads. Down here, this is pretty cool. This switches the A and B buttons to be the Nintendo Switch buttons. So the confirmation button and the go back button are reversed. A lot of people play this in Japan, I'm sure, and they're going to want to do that because that's kind of what they're used to. If we go to keyboard over here, this is the on-screen keyboard. This is the one that I use right now. This is touchscreen when I'm not playing this on TV. At the same time, there are other options. I could go to this if I wanted to. This is more like a Mac thing. You'll be using this when you either want to input text or somebody messages you during gaming, just leave that there. The point shop, where you go into the Steam shop and you basically decide if you want to buy backgrounds and different things. Haptics, again, this is how much feedback you're going to get from the trackpads. Trackpad sensitivity, this is good because sometimes you want to use both trackpads to type. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can actually do that on here. Yes, I can. I'm using, this is the left trackpad, this is the right trackpad, so I can use both to type if I want to. Over here to customization, this is really cool too. This is where you're gonna pick your Steam startup movies. What you're looking at now is the Steam boot up screen that I've downloaded. You can download a bunch of these. If we go over here, this is the basic Steam friends and chat settings that you're going to see on Steam. I'm not going to go into any of this stuff. You can imagine what this is. You can pause it and kind of look around here and see what it has to offer. Downloads is basically where you pick your region. Do you want to limit the download speed? I always say no. Steam has a cool function now where if you've already downloaded a game to PC to save bandwidth, if you try to download it on your Steam Deck, you don't actually have to download it again from the internet. It'll just come across from the Steam download. This is the Steam Cloud. You can turn that on or off. Family sharing, this is basically where you can game share with other accounts. I'm actually kind of happy it didn't load because I was gonna have to block out some of those names anywhere. Remote play, this is where, and it would have loaded, by the way, it would have taken a couple of seconds. Remote play, this is where you're going to come if you have like a Steam link, you can pair it to the Steam link. Me personally, I just use the cable to pair this to my TV. If we come down here to storage, this is the internal storage. At the same time, this is the micro SD. Now, one of the things you'll notice is internal storage, I don't really use it. I just kind of let the things that Steam needs to download to run games play that, which is why I tell people get the cheapest version of the Steam Deck and then just use a micro SD to upgrade. As you can see, this micro SD is only 230 gigabytes. If I wanted to, there's 2 terabytes. If you're watching this in the future, I can't imagine how many terabytes. But this is another place I can come if I want to. I can move some of this content from one drive to the other drive. If you see on the bottom of the screen where the Y is, it says move content. If I want to, I can come in here and I can uninstall things, but I'm not going to uninstall any of this stuff that I have installed right now. The protons, this is basically what helps you run games. This is why Steam has the ability, Valve has the ability with the Steam Deck to run more games on here than even my PC can do, because I can wrap even old games in Proton. I'll make a whole video explaining that. Now you've got your basic home screen, pretty self-explanatory. You can read that if you want to. I can add a game to my library if I get a CD key. This is the same thing you can do on Steam. This, I'm pretty sure, will be off by default, but as you can tell, I've modified my Steam quite a bit. And I think we are going to come back at some point, and I'm going to go into these other options, all this stuff. We're going to go into all of this stuff, the complicated Steam stuff. In any case, it has been your boy, Arachnid Soul. I highly appreciate the fact that you checked out this video. I hope this explains some stuff. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I'd be more than happy to answer them. We will also have a video explaining how you can emulate just about anything on the Steam Deck. And I will catch you, my friends. Like and subscribe on the way out. Later.